The controversial legacy of General William Westmoreland. General William Westmoreland was one of the most prominent figures in the U.S. military during the Vietnam War, commanding American forces during a critical and tumultuous period. His tenure was marked by controversy, with his strategies and decisions often scrutinized and debated. Beyond the battlefield, Westmoreland's life was filled with moments that sparked public and private debates. This video explores 10 of the most scandalous and shocking facts about William Westmoreland, shedding light on the complexities of his legacy. Fact number 1. A humble beginning, Westmoreland's early life and family. William Childs Westmoreland was born on March 26, 1914, in Spartanburg County, South Carolina, into a family deeply rooted in the region's history. His father, James Ripley Westmoreland, was a successful textile manufacturer and a prominent local figure, known for his strict discipline and high expectations. His mother, Eugenia Childs, played a significant role in shaping William's early life, instilling in him a strong sense of duty and responsibility. Westmoreland initially attended the Citadel, a prestigious military college in Charleston, but soon transferred to the United States Military Academy at West Point. There, he excelled, becoming the first captain of the Corps of Cadets, the highest position a cadet can achieve, upon his graduation in 1936. In 1947, he married Catherine Van Dusen, with whom he had 3 children, Catherine, Margaret, and James Ripley II. Despite the demands of his military career, Westmoreland often emphasized that his family was a grounding force, although the long separations due to his service were a significant strain on his marriage. Number 2. The body count strategy, a controversial tactic. One of the most controversial aspects of General Westmoreland's command during the Vietnam War was his adoption of the body count strategy. This tactic measured military success by the number of enemy combatants killed, rather than traditional metrics such as territorial gains. Westmoreland believed this approach would demoralize the Viet Cong and North Vietnamese forces by showcasing their mounting losses. However, the strategy became highly contentious, with critics accusing it of fostering a culture of inflated kill counts and unethical behavior, including the killing of civilians to boost numbers. Reports surfaced suggesting that U.S. troops were pressured to produce higher body counts, leading to widespread moral and ethical concerns. Despite ongoing criticism, Westmoreland staunchly defended the strategy, arguing that it was an essential tool in an unconventional war. The long-term effectiveness of this approach remains debated, with many historians attributing it to the growing erosion of public support for the war. Number 3. The Tet Offensive, a turning point in public opinion. The Tet Offensive, launched in January 1968, was a critical juncture in the Vietnam War and Westmoreland's military career. The North Vietnamese and Viet Cong forces executed a series of coordinated surprise attacks across South Vietnam, including a bold assault on the U.S. Embassy in Saigon. Although the offensive ultimately resulted in a military defeat for the North, it was a devastating blow to U.S. public opinion. Westmoreland had repeatedly assured the American public that victory was imminent, but the Tet Offensive shattered this narrative. The widespread media coverage, including graphic images of the fighting, caused a dramatic shift in public perception, with many now doubting the U.S.'s ability to win the war. Westmoreland faced intense criticism for his overly optimistic assessments, and the fallout from Tet is often cited as the reason for his subsequent reassignment as Army Chief of Staff, a move widely viewed as a demotion. Number 4. Accusations of intelligence manipulation. In 1975, the CBS documentary The Uncounted Enemy, a Vietnam deception, leveled serious accusations against General Westmoreland, alleging that he had deliberately underreported enemy troop strength to maintain public support for the Vietnam War. The documentary suggested that Westmoreland, along with his staff, had manipulated intelligence reports to present a more favorable view of the war's progress. The general vehemently denied these charges and subsequently filed a $120 million libel lawsuit against CBS. The case was settled out of court in 1985, with CBS issuing a statement clarifying that it had not intended to question Westmoreland's patriotism. Despite the settlement, the controversy left a lasting blemish on his reputation, leading many to question the ethical boundaries crossed under his command during the war. Number 5. The My Lai Massacre, a dark chapter. While General Westmoreland was not directly involved in the My Lai Massacre of March 16, 1968, in which U.S. troops killed hundreds of unarmed Vietnamese civilians, his broader command tactics were implicated in creating an environment where such atrocities could occur. The massacre, followed by attempts to cover it up, shocked the global community and severely tarnished the image of the U.S. military. Westmoreland's aggressive search and destroy missions, which prioritized enemy body counts, contributed to a culture where the distinction between combatants and civilians became blurred. Although Westmoreland later expressed regret over the incident, his failure to address the underlying issues within his command was seen as a significant moral failing, further fueling anti-war sentiment in the United States. Number 6. The Cambodian Incursion, expanding the war. In 1970, General Westmoreland supported President Richard Nixon's decision to expand the Vietnam War into Cambodia, a move that sparked widespread controversy. The incursion aimed to disrupt the North Vietnamese supply lines and destroy their bases within Cambodian territory. However, the operation was met with fierce opposition domestically, particularly among college students and anti-war activists, who viewed it as an unnecessary escalation of the conflict. The decision led to widespread protests, including the tragic Kent State shootings, where 4 students were killed by the National Guard. Westmoreland's advocacy for this strategy only deepened his unpopularity, as the expansion of the war resulted in increased casualties and further disillusionment with U.S. military policies in Southeast Asia. Number 7. A divisive figure in the media. General Westmoreland's relationship with the media was consistently strained throughout his career. He frequently criticized journalists for what he perceived as their negative and biased coverage of the Vietnam War, accusing them of undermining public support for the military effort. The press, on the other hand, often depicted Westmoreland as disconnected from the realities on the ground, particularly after the Tet Offensive, which starkly contrasted with his previous optimistic statements. This adversarial relationship culminated in the CBS documentary The Uncounted Enemy, which accused Westmoreland of manipulating intelligence data. The fallout from this documentary further damaged his public image, reinforcing the perception of Westmoreland as a general out of touch with both the media and the American public. Number 8. The legacy of Westmoreland's War. William Westmoreland's tenure as commander of U.S. forces in Vietnam, from 1964 to 1968, has often been referred to as Westmoreland's War. His strategic focus on attrition, aiming to deplete the enemy's forces through relentless combat operations, was a hallmark of his leadership. However, this approach led to staggering casualties on both sides without yielding a decisive victory, drawing widespread criticism. Many historians have debated the merits of Westmoreland's strategy, with some arguing that it was fundamentally flawed and unable to adapt to the complexities of guerrilla warfare. Others contend that Westmoreland became a scapegoat for broader strategic failures in Washington. Nevertheless, the term Westmoreland's War remains synonymous with the controversial and ultimately unsuccessful U.S. military efforts in Vietnam. Number 9. The questionable medals and honors. General Westmoreland was a highly decorated officer, having received numerous medals and honors throughout his military career. However, some of these awards have sparked debate and controversy. Critics have pointed out that certain accolades, particularly those related to his service in Vietnam, seem to be awarded more for political reasons than for actual military accomplishments. For instance, Westmoreland's receipt of the Distinguished Service Medal following the Tet Offensive, despite the operation's widely recognized failure, raised questions about the criteria for such honors. Some veterans and military analysts have suggested that these awards were part of a broader effort to maintain morale and public support for the war, rather than a true reflection of merit. This controversy has led to ongoing debates about the authenticity and value of the recognition Westmoreland received during his career. Number 10. A complicated legacy, death and reflection. William Westmoreland passed away on July 18, 2005, at the age of 91, after battling Alzheimer's disease. In the years leading up to his death, his legacy was increasingly reassessed, with some historians arguing that he was unfairly blamed for the failures in Vietnam, while others maintained that his strategies were deeply flawed. His funeral at West Point was attended by many of his former colleagues, but public opinion remained divided. Westmoreland's life and career continue to spark debate, reflecting the broader controversies of the Vietnam War and its lasting impact on American society. As one of the most polarizing figures in modern military history, his legacy is a testament to the complexities and challenges of wartime leadership.